Hi, James Wade here from Scottish Rugby's Training and Education team. Welcome to the third instalment of our Saltire Skills Week webinars. Today we'll be looking at what safe tackling looks like and how to introduce a tackle to new players. This is aimed at teachers looking to move their school rugby programs from touch games to introducing the tackle. First up, let's look at what the tackle looks like in rugby, how to break it down into its key parts and how to ensure that your players are doing it correctly and safely. This short video details 4 key areas to focus on when developing the tackle.
In this video, we're looking at safe and effective tackle technique. There are 4 key points for coaches to look at and help them develop the skill. First one, on a low tackle, is eye to thigh, so we know which area of the body we're going to target. The second one is getting nice and close, getting your foot in the hoop, nice and close to the attacking player. Shoulder contact and head in behind is really important. So we're going to have a look at those 4 key points here in action. Eye to thigh on the approach, foot in nice and close, same shoulder to same foot forward, contacts made with the shoulder, heads to the side, and we drive through and complete the tackle. It's very difficult to execute a safe and effective tackle every time. That's the aim, that's what we're coaching towards. But here are 1 or 2 examples of inaccurate technique that you may encounter when you're coaching the skill. The first example shows the tackler getting his head in front of the attacker. That head has to be in behind. The second clip is an example of the tackler not getting his foot in the hoop and being close to the attacking player, therefore resulting in a passive tackle. Here again, the foot's in nice and tight, but there's no shoulder contact, therefore the wrap and the completion of the tackle is compromised. And finally, although it's a good tackle and a dominant hit, the tackle height's too high. We're looking for eye to thigh.
So these 4 key factors, eye to thigh, foot in the hoop, shoulder contact and head behind the ball carrier, will form the basis of the upcoming slides. I'll take you through some activities and games that will look to develop each aspect as well as building confidence of your players in this area. So the first thing we're going to look at is developing eye to thigh and foot in the hoop. Developing these 2 aspects forms the foundation of any tackling. Tackling first and foremost is an interception skill. The tackler is looking to time the movement so that when they intercept the movement of the ball carrier. Being able to get close to a person who is changing direction is absolutely key. So what is the best way to do this? Through evasive games. If we aim to create world-class TIG players, stands them in great stead to be able to get in the correct position to make safe and effective tackles. This first video which I'll show you shows Linlithgow RFC's Development Officer Dougie Thompson leading some coaches and some activities that work on footwork into the tackle. If you're using these in your school, make sure all TIGs are made on the waist or below to simulate the height at which good tackles are made.
Good, stop there. Who's got 10? Who's got... There we go. Wiggle your legs like a turtle. Draw attention to yourself.
Also look to incorporate other skills such as controlled falling, as can be seen here in timber touch.
Pop the ball to the person who tugged you, and you become a catcher. All right, ready, let's go.
This game really works on the ball carrier's ability to control falling movements, making sure they keep the head off the ground.
Post tackle, what our options are from the floor. Okay, but we keep that message. If we start playing TIG games where you can TIG shoulders, we've lost all the work we do for making leg tackles, so it's that consistent theme going through. There you go, you've got a foot like that, legs.
This second video is taken from the brand new Tackle Ready resource from World Rugby, the world governing body for rugby union. This is a great activity for players to work on staying low, keeping their eyes on the thigh and having to step in to make a touch on the hip. The beauty of these activities is you don't have to access a grass pitch or World Rugby approved Astro in order to develop part of the tackle. So the next part, we're going to look at creating confidence with contact. Some players, as well as teachers, will naturally feel nervous when contact is introduced for the first time. So this slide will take you through ways in which you can build confidence among your players. Our first tip is to start from the ground up, meaning that players don't have as far to fall once they're tackled. You can also use equipment such as crash mats to a similar effect. Also look to take the pace out of the tackle, for example, having the ball carrier walking or crawling. This video will show this principle in action. This game is a wee bit more dynamic. As you can see, ball carriers are crawling around trying to invade the tacklers who are in the oranges. But what we are able to see is the ability of the people in the bibs to intercept the movement of the ball carriers, bring them to ground, but as you can see, they don't have that far to fall. Once you've done that, you can progress to standing up tackling, developing foot in the hoop, again focusing on the ball carrier's ability to be controlled in their falling. Secondly, look to create enjoyable association with contact through fun battle activities. This can take the form of wrestling or even activities shown in this video with our women's national team warming up. These activities work on footwork, staying strong through the core, and as you'll see in the last one, practicing shoulder contact and being able to bring the play to ground safely. So far, we've looked at activities that build up familiarity with the goal of making tackles. The last layer is to allow players to try tackling in a game. As highlighted before, to create confidence, we can take away the pace in the tackle and give new players time to think about what techniques they need to use. This game, called Touch Tackle, is a hybrid game that allows players to make tackles in a controlled game setting. The rules of this game are simple. Play a game of touch rugby. When the touch is made, play stops. The player who made the touch then looks to tackle the ball carrier, both players at walking pace. And then once tackled, the ball carrier can pop the ball to a teammate, and the game continues. So here we see the player has just made the tackle, pops it to a teammate. His teammate is then touched, and what we now have is a fairly static tackle. The ball carrier is still trying to go forward whilst the tackler brings him to ground. Once brought to ground, they pop the ball and the game continues. Hopefully this has given you the confidence to start some tackle work with your players. There are some great resources to find out more information out there. Our online training hub, which can be accessed at this web address. World Rugby's new resource Tackle Ready, which is especially good if you have access to equipment such as pads or shields. Lastly, if you have any questions about tackling or how to develop it, please don't hesitate to get in contact with us on this email, training.education@siu.org.uk. Thanks for taking the time to tune into this webinar and enjoy your coaching.